Side angle, Bill. I think he can two-rail that out of there. We'll see.
Well, I'm certainly sure he's glad that shot's over.
Yeah, of course, the side looms big.
Everything there. He had some problems there, you know.
Looking at that, it didn't look to me like he hit on the side of the side pocket he did.
No, this is really not the angle that he wanted. He wanted an angle to cut it in and come back for the 10. Now he's almost straight on the 8, and this shot is now missable.
What I do with this, if I'm playing good, I take what I get. I make sure I make it and draw it back. And sometimes I draw it back so far that I got to play it in the side pocket, but I want to make sure I make the ball. I don't try to pinpoint the position on it. And see, he got a shot, which was fine.
Well, when he did that, then that stopped the bleeding at least. Now the score is after 43 games, it's 26-17. 9-game lead, like Reddy said. 9-game lead.
Well, you know, I said all of my career that the measure of a champion a lot of times isn't how he plays when he's ahead, but how he plays when he's behind.
Oh, absolutely.
Corey has the kind of game, and I like the results he's got the last 2 or 3 times he broke them. He could put multiple racks together here.
Well, yeah, he most certainly can put multiple racks together. His break is effective enough to do that, but it's not as good as Van Boeing's break, and he's certainly playing well enough to do that. But he's really going to have to play actually better than he's been playing, and he's going to really have to break him better than he's been breaking to surmount this lead and beat this guy right now, provided he continues to play Van Boeing the way he's been playing. There's the 9 that again. Oh, that time it didn't go. 2-ball, and a shot on the 1. Okay, the 8, 9, and 10 grouped tightly, closely on that side of the table may present a problem later in the rack.
Well, I like playing the 1 on the side here myself.
Oh, absolutely. 1 on the side. You carry natural position for the 3, which will be the next ball, which is positioned on the bottom left-hand corner.
I think I'd try to get about straight in on the 3. That's fine, and I think he can reach this. Oh, I guess not. He's not even going to try. No, not quite.
He has to play a pretty good pool to get out this rack. He can't really afford to relax here. Well,
I'm as surprised as you are.
And he commented on that, by the way, last night about miscuing. He says, when I started miscuing with the tip, I change it. He says, that's one thing I won't do. He says, I hate to lose miscuing.
Here's a shot. I like banking the 3 ball, but Whitey's going behind that 8, 9, 10.
Excellent shot choice there, by the way. You know, you have a lot of things going for you here. He played cue ball only. Notice, he played cue ball only.
It's all right. That's fine. Either way is fine. The reason I would have played the 3 is because I'm going to have a shot on the 4 if I make it.
But the 5 and the 7 are kind of like tied up, you know, ending up down that end of the table with probably an awkward angle on the 4 if you happen to pocket the 3. Now this is
different.
Tough situation.
I go 1 rail on this one, like that.
It looks like he may have made it. He did. He made the ball. Good call, by the way. Good call. He made the ball, but once again, he's ended up, you know, with an awkward angle.
Well, if I'm him, I'm glad to be at the table, given the way this game has progressed so far.
Playing position for the 5 on the side is I think the only option he has here. Yeah, I don't know if he's got the angle that he needs. It doesn't appear that he's there.
No, it looks like he can only hit just a little bit of this, doesn't it?
Yep. He may try to reposition the cue ball behind the 8 here.
Yeah, if you could go into the 10, that would be an excellent shot.
He doesn't want to hit the 8. He doesn't want to hit. I don't know. I don't know if he's done the job.
I don't know if this is twirlable or not.
Well, he put the 8 in a more difficult position, regardless of what happens here.
Not necessarily the 9 billiard might be on. It looks like it could be if they stay exactly
Yeah,
like
that
are.
could be an option, but still, with that 8 buried behind that 9, really limits you on what you can do there.
Yeah, I think he can twist this around and go ahead and play this in the side. Nice shot.
Well, it's when you think you have him, he's a very elusive guy. It looks like he keeps getting away all the time, and it's no fluke. I mean, there's no
right.
fluke about this at all.
No, to put it another way, he has not been lucky to gain this lead.
No, he hasn't. You're not going to hear this story. Can you believe what happened to me? He did this or he did that. No, this guy has played solidly this entire match.
He's going to draw above the 7 ball here. No, he elected to go beneath it. Okay.
It looks like the 8 in the side is available. I don't know, but it looks like.
Well, it might be. I can't tell for sure, but he's got an angle. He got perfect angle to get on the left side of the 8.
Or play the billiard on the 9 if it's not.
Or play a safety if nothing else. Move the 8 and put the guy behind the 10. So he got a nice angle here. This is perfect. Well, this angle here looks like he did play for the billiard.
Well, I don't know. It looks like he played for either. But now it looks like the billiard. Because if the 8 goes, he's in line for the 8. If the billiard's on, he's also in line for that as well. It's controlling the 8 ball off the billiard that's the problem here. By hitting the side of the 8 ball, he needs to hit to pocket the billiard. What's going to happen to the 8? It's going to go into the 10. And
He's not going to be stuck with that.
but the cue ball will be going up table off the 9, so therefore he figures to come up with some sort of a shot. See, he figures he made them both. He didn't want to make them both, but you know what? He'll take it.
Didn't look like he could make it.
No, the 8 went off to 10. Well, you're waiting for him to miss. You're going to have to wait a while, looks like to me.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah. Game number 44 goes to Shane Van Boeing, who once again extends his lead to 10 games in this match, 27-17. And we're playing to 50, I believe. The first player to reach 50, and we'll end it today. But you know what? I don't think we should do that. I think we should play it out today because it's particularly if Corey comes back in this match, we're going to have a long day tomorrow.
Right. I brought that point up that if some guy was ahead by 20 or 30 games or 15 games and the other guy came back, the second day would be a long day.
One, 6 in the side. Watch the cue ball. Watch the cue ball. Oh, he made 1, 2. 2 balls on a break. The 9's hanging in the side pocket, which could have been 3 balls. But the only reason I alluded to that is because I wanted to keep you in mind of the action in the power of his break.
Okay, here there's no problem at all. He has to play the 3 ball, play position for the pocket up there by the 8 ball. Then the 4, 5, and the 8, 9, 10 are easy, and the 7.
Yeah, it looks like almost a throw-in run out here, providing he gets on the 3, which shouldn't be a problem.
Well, he has to hit before the side. He won't do the same mistake he did before, I'm sure. Before the side with right English.
And drag it down there.
Like this.
Just like that. Right. The only problem with that shot is you're going to go toward the 3 with a little more difficult angle than you want. But you know what? He should make it, providing it doesn't skid or anything like that. And we've only seen 1 ball skid in this match, by the way.
Right. Well, sometimes when I teach people that are already pretty good players, I tell them, and it's the truth, that I have never seen even one of the Filipino players have one ball skid. And the reason is I think that they don't use high inside English. They use just below center ball with their inside English or center ball with their inside. Well, anyway, the high inside English is the most skid conducive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the ball's really skid with that inside English. Because it's easier for the balls to stick together with that inside English.
Right. Okay. Do you stay right there or you risk going up table?
Yeah, I don't look what he's doing. I think he got to go up table here. Well, he double kissed it in. He double kissed that ball in. He sure did.
I didn't see that.
He sure did.
It looked like he drew it straight back.
No, he double kissed it in, trust me. Well, anyways, after game number 45, Boeing now leads by 9 games in the match, 27-18. That's why I thought he should have gone maybe possibly up table. You know, because holding that cue ball may have been a problem because he had to hit it full in the face, and he hit it full in the face, but it hit the point and came back and hit the cue ball. He was fortunate enough to send the cue ball in good line for the 10. And if you can go back on the tape or whatever, if we can do that, I don't know if we can do that. We can't go back and show them that, can we? But you people that are watching that, if you're in agreement with me, you know, I think that he double kissed it in.
Oh, I take your word for it. I wasn't watching it that closely. If so, he didn't mean to. I don't believe.
No, I don't. How can you play that type of a shot, particularly considering the situation the way it was, trailing by 10 games? Are you going to play some sort of a tricky shot like that? There's the 9 in the side pocket. Watch out for the 10. You need a brush there, and it's gotten that. All the balls are lying fairly nicely over the table. I don't see any problems out here, Grady. One to the 3.
Got to be careful with that. Cue ball's right close to the rail. Yeah, I think he's got a slight angle. He'll want to follow that out of their 2 rails.
Now, the 3 to the 4 will be the big shot in this rack right here. Obviously, it's this shot right here that he has to.
I like using a just above center ball with a little left English and come out of there, being careful not to get behind the 6.
That's right. That's going to be there too.
Well, that's beautifully done, I think.
Well,
he's all right.
Yeah, he's got a shot. It's not the easiest of shots, but nevertheless, it's a shot, and I'm certainly sure he'll accept it because a lot of worse things could have happened for him on that particular shot, and he's ended up with a fairly good shot on the 4.
Yeah, he's fine here. Just be careful to hit this real easy and not make the 5 also.
Yeah, he won't make it. He's going to cut the ball. It's not going to have that follow on it, so yeah, he's fine now. Now he's starting to get a little momentum on his side, so if he can sustain it.
Well, I like Shane's power better than Corey's, but I like Corey's position better.
Yeah, well, Corey just played himself out of line there, and I thought he was a little careless with that effort there. So, he can't afford to get careless, and that's what he did right there. Yeah, which shows me that he's wearing a little bit here.
Well, all told, that was a pretty good out.
Okay, that's 2 in a row now, and 27-19. He's able to pocket the ball on the break, but he's not getting the action that Shane is getting off the break. So therefore, considering that particular area of the game and how well Shane's breaking the balls, and once again how well he's playing, Corey must perform extremely well in this match. Even though it's a race to 100, he's got to play extremely well, and he's got to break the balls well to win this match. It's no more that, hey, Corey's going to win this match if they both play their speed. No. Corey's got to play his best game to have a chance to win.
Then he might not
right,
win.
to have a chance to win this match.
Well, I saw something the other day that you don't see very often. Clemson was playing Florida State in their first game of the season. And anyway, Clemson dominated Florida State in the first half. And it just dominated every phase of the game. And I often thought to myself, well, why, if a team does that in the first half, couldn't the other team do the same thing to them in the second half? And that's what Florida State did. They almost won the game, being 30-something points down.
Well, they changed their game plan. They changed their plan of attack and their offense and everything. But it's a lot easier to do in football than it is in pool, because in pool, you have to play to where you feel is best, and you have to be, you have to execute, and there's no mystery on that yet.
I like the 3 rails around the 4. Ball first hit.
Yeah, it's a much easier shot to execute.
Well, he elected to not do that, but it's just as good if you can do it like he just showed us.
He's forcing it to the bottom cushion. And he's gotten pretty good in the 5. A little straighter than he wanted, but pretty good.
I like drawing back here. I
definitely, yeah. I like drawing back because you just have much more room for error cutting the ball to your right than you do to your left. But he was so close to the 6 that he could do what he did with accuracy, because in terms of speed control.
He's all right here, just as long as he stays away from the side, which he will.
But the other way, cutting the 7 the other way, you go toward the 8 on that line that you want to be on. This way, he's crossing the line.
He's going to touch the 10 slightly here, which is okay.
Very slightly, which he's done nicely. And
just like that, it's a 7-game lead instead of 11.
Right. Now he's cut the momentum now is on the other guy. The momentum has turned now, and Corey has it. But he has to keep it. He has to keep it, and he's got to keep it for a while. And when you play a match, the length of this match, even though you have the momentum, sometimes it's hard to keep it because this is a very wearing match. It's a long, long match, and you have to have energy to keep that momentum.
Yeah. Well, when I was a young guy, I could play a long time, and a lot of times it took me 8 or 10 hours to warm up. But when I got older, say 40 to the age I am now, I had mid-match doldrums a lot of times. I played good at the beginning, good at the end, and in the middle for 5, 6 games, 3 games, whatever it was. It seemed like I'd self-destruct.
Well, it happens to most of us,
It's hard to concentrate for a whole match.
Well, that's what it is.
About 100 games, that's a whole different ballpark.
Very difficult, But the urgency to perform is there for Corey, so therefore, if that's going to give him some energy.
Made 3 balls this time.
But he's repositioned the cue ball at the other end of the table, and his first shot is a very, very difficult shot because he has to not only pocket the ball, but he's got to play good position on the 2.
What I like to do with this is go 3 rails. You cut the one in, you go to the end rail, then you go past the side pocket, 2, and then back up roughly between the 4 and 7. Well, he elected to do it like this, which is fine, too.
Yeah, he wanted to stay away from that side pocket. That's what he wanted to do, And he
that was a good shot.
He hit it absolutely perfect.
Notice that now that Corey seems to be getting in gear a little bit, his tempo has picked up a bit.
But he can't get careless. Now he's got to make sure he ends up good on the 4. Straight in would be fine. He doesn't want to have to cut the 4 to his right and contend with the 7 here.
Well, he can do that. That's fine.
And now he has to make sure he has an angle on the 5.
I follow down to the end rail and back out 2 or 3 feet is the way I play this. Make sure I don't get straight in.
And you really want to play position for the 7 in the lower left-hand corner here, considering the position of the 10.
Right.
Because if you play position for the 7 in the lower right-hand pocket, you may have a little more problem playing position for the 10, which he's done. You see, he's playing position for the 7 in the other pocket, which gives him much more ability to play position for the 10.
Corey's fighting back nicely. Just when you think he was, really out of it, kind of, he's fought back real well.
That's right. That's exactly what he's done. Game number 48 goes to DEUEL, who now narrows the gap to within 6 games of the lead, 27-21. So when you think that a guy is like losing it and he's he may like never recover, boom. These two players are very resilient, and he's able to fight his way back into the match.
Everybody's getting their money's worth to get this piped in on your computer and then transferred to a TV if you want. But anyway, you can watch this on your computer at $10 for a day. The spectators, $10 to watch 8 hours of championship pool. I mean, it's a sporting bargain.
Yeah, and how about if you put it on a big screen in your pool room or something, or
right.
Now 20, 30, 40 people get to watch it for $10.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it at all.
Goes to 9 to the side. Okay, he's gotten kissed now a couple times, sending the cue ball down the other end of the table. This time he doesn't have a shot on the 1. So it looks like this onslaught now this mini onslaught is going to stop right here, unless he can come up with a pretty good safety here. And
well, there's a problem here that you alluded to earlier. The 6 ball laid like the 7 ball that you described, in that if he hits the 1 ball thin, the cue ball could go 2 rails and hit the 6. Well, he had enough room to do this. I didn't know he could hit it that
But
thick.
he didn't snooker Shane.
No.
And that's what he wanted to do, because he wanted to step back to the table with either ball in hand or a fairly easy shot. I don't think he's going to be able to do that now.
Well, this is not a real easy shot. The shot I like here is banking the 1 ball right back to the middle of the end rail that Shane is shooting from, cue ball into the 4 gently.
Yeah, I think if he is able to hit the 4 with the cue ball, it'll aid him in repositioning the cue ball behind the 10. And that seems,
what he's looking at.
Right. And, this shot, I don't know if he can hit it that hard. I don't know if he should hit it that hard. Because
well, this is an old-time snooker shot, but he might hide him behind the 10 ball if you hit it easier, like you're suggesting.
Right. Just like that. Now you see, and he. I was going to say, he has to be careful not to pocket the 4. But he hit that shot just perfectly. Look, he's doing everything so nicely. I mean, he breaks
he's
so
showing
well. Come on.
More than a modicum of knowledge.
Oh,
He's a young player.
Very, very well put. I mean, he's really showing us some pretty good stuff out there. He's playing.
Here again, if the jump cues were allowed, this would be an easy hit. Without it, not so easy.
Yeah, he's playing so unlike a 24-year-old player plays like. And Corey DEUEL is certainly feeling it.
He's going to have to draw this to shorten the ball up to hit the 1 ball.
That's exactly what he did, and he's gotten good results. Let's see if he's going to make something here. He did. He made the 4 ball, and he does have a shot on the 1. And fortunately, the 2 ball now is hanging in the corner pocket, which makes this a much easier shot.
Well, it pays to hit the ball when you're snooker. Good things can happen.
Exactly.
When you give a top player ball in hand, you're virtually done for that game, usually.
And he's been able to keep this momentum on his side. He's still winning games here. He's won, I think, 4 consecutive games, and he's been able to keep the momentum, and he has to keep it a little bit longer here to cut into that lead.
I like pulling this back just where he's shooting from. A right-handed player can reach it and have it come just like this. Play position for the side here.
Well, it's kind of tricky, because of the position of the 7. Had the 7 not been there, you play position for the corner for sure. You know, because the side pocket's a little smaller pocket that you want to shoot, considering the angle that he has. But since the 7's there, you may have to play position for the side. You know, maybe because maybe he has to be too accurate with position for the corner, considering the position of the 7. So therefore, he has something to think about, and there is quite a little bit of indecision out there. So he wants to come back, but he's afraid of that 7 ball. So he may go forward here. He's going back again. And watch the 7 here. It's going to be close. Well, you see the 7. Well, you know, he struck the ball really nice.
Yeah, and that's that steeper angle that you talked about earlier, where you can get in trouble. But the way he's pocketing balls right now, everything's easy, I think.
Well, you know, so far, yeah, for the last 10 or 15 minutes, yeah, he's been playing really well.
Well, that's what I meant.
So let's see if he can sustain this, because that's what he needs to do. And once again, I don't know, from my vantage point, it looks like he's going to have to do a little extra traveling, maybe with the cue
He's got to
ball.
go around the 10 ball is what he's got to do. Left English. And he'll go 3 rails, just kind of get out in the middle of the table like this.
Okay, he didn't have as steep of an angle as I thought he may have had. Then if he would have had a steeper angle, he may have had a little more of a problem, but he played natural.
Well, that was pretty easy the way it laid.
This is game number 49, and now he's within only 5 games of the lead, 27-22. So, you know, like you said before, you know, I think everybody here is certainly getting their money's worth, particularly the people at home in front of their computers and televisions.
Hello to everybody out there in internet land. Billy and I are glad you're taking the time to watch this great 10 ball and listen to our drivel.
But it is a great experience, both in the value of entertainment and education.
You remember what I said earlier?
Because there's a lot of years up there between you and I.
Oh, sure.
I mean, a lot of years.
Remember what I said earlier about how Corey and some of his friends practiced the break shot? They put the cue ball in 1-inch increments all the way back and forth across the table.
Uh-huh.
They hit it with different speeds, different Englishes, different rack positions of the balls. And,